Human intelligence took thousands of years to evolve. Language, memory, logic, creativity slowly refined across generations. And in less than 3 decades, we built technology that's quietly undoing parts of it. Not by making us ignorant, not by removing information, but by changing how our brains use information. We never had more access to knowledge, yet we struggle to concentrate. We forget things instantly. We skim instead of understand. We react instead of think. This isn't accidental, and it's not because people are lazy. We built systems that reward shallow thinking, and now we're paying the price. Technology was supposed to make us smarter. Search engines would give us instant answers. Smartphones would expand memory. Algorithms would help us think better, faster, and more efficiently. In many ways, they did. But intelligence isn't just access to information. It's the ability to focus, reason, remember, and reflect. And those abilities depend on how the brain is trained. The uncomfortable truth is this: technology didn't just help us think, it replaced parts of thinking itself. And the more we rely on it, the less we practice the mental skills that once defined human intelligence. To understand why technology is making us dumber, we need to look at what it's quietly taking away. 1. Convenience replaced cognitive effort. Every major technological advance reduced effort. Calculators replaced mental math. GPS replaced spatial navigation. Autocorrect replaced spelling. Search engines replaced recall. Each change seemed harmlessly even helpful. But effort is how intelligence is built. When you struggle to remember, your memory strengthens. When you navigate without directions, your spatial reasoning improves. When you calculate mentally, your numerical intuition sharpens. Technology removes the struggle, and with it, the training. Over time, skills atrophy. Not because we can't think, but because we no longer need to. Outsourcing memory is shrinking it before smartphones. People memorized phone numbers, directions, birthdays, and facts. Memory wasn't optional, it was necessary. Today, memory lives in devices. We don't remember, we retrieve. This changes how the brain treats information. When the brain knows something is externally stored, it doesn't encode it deeply. Why remember when you can search? The result isn't forgetfulness, it's dependency. We didn't lose memory capacity, we lost the habit of using it. 3. Constant information killed deep thinking. Technology didn't reduce information, it flooded us with it. News updates, social feeds, messages, videos, alerts, opinions, summaries. The brain evolved to process limited input. Now it's forced to triage endlessly. Instead of thinking deeply about one idea, we sample thousands superficially. We skim headlines, watch clips, absorb conclusions without context. Depth gave way to speed, and intelligence without depth becomes shallow. Confidence knowing about many things without understanding any of them. For attention became fragmented. Attention is the foundation of intelligence. You can't reason, learn, or reflect without sustained focus. Technology shattered it. Notifications interrupt thought mid-process. Multitasking becomes normal. Silence feels uncomfortable. The brain adapts by shortening attention cycles. We can still think, but only in short bursts. Long books feel heavy. Complex arguments feel exhausting. Stillness feels boring. This isn't because our brains are weaker, they're just trained differently. 5. Algorithms replaced judgment. In the past, people made decisions by evaluating information themselves. Today, algorithms decide what we see, read, watch, and believe is important. Recommendations choose for us. Feeds rank relevance. Search results prioritize answers. This saves time, but it also removes judgment practice. We don't ask, is this important? We ask, why is this trending? Over time, critical thinking weakens, not because people don't care, but because systems care for them. When thinking is automated, discernment fades. 6. Technology rewards reaction, not reflection. Digital platforms are built for engagement, not understanding. They reward speed, emotion, and immediacy. The faster you react, the more visible you become. Reflection takes time, nuance doesn't go viral, so people adapt. They respond before thinking, share before verifying, comment before understanding. The habit of pausing once, essential to intelligence, is slowly replaced by reflex. Smart thinking isn't gone, it's just no longer rewarded. 7. Language is becoming simpler, and so is thought complex. Thought requires complex language. Long sentences allow nuance. Precise words allow clarity. Structure allows reasoning. Digital communication favors simplicity. Short messages Emojis, abbreviations, fragments. Over time, exposure to simplified language reduces expressive range. When vocabulary shrinks, thinking narrows, people struggle to articulate ideas, not because they lack thoughts, but because they lack the language to shape them. And when thoughts can't be expressed clearly, they often remain unclear even to the thinker. 8. Learning became passive technology, made learning easier but also more passive. Videos explain instead of challenge, summaries replace original texts. Tutorials remove struggle, but struggle is how learning sticks. When answers arrive instantly, the brain doesn't wrestle with problems long enough to build understanding. Learning becomes consumption, not construction. 9. Intelligence is confused with efficiency. Modern culture equates intelligence with speed, fast replies, quick solutions, instant results. But real intelligence is slow. It asks questions, sits with uncertainty, revises conclusions. Technology optimized speed on devalued slowness. So people rush thoughts, skip steps, simplify complexity. The result isn't stupidity, it's shallow cleverness. 10. The illusion of knowledge is the most dangerous effect, perhaps the most damaging effect of technology, is how smart it makes us feel. Access to information creates confidence without comprehension. You can quote facts without understanding context, repeat opinions without forming them. This illusion blocks growth. When people believe they already know, they stop learning. When they feel informed, they stop questioning. Ignorance is fixable. False certainty is not. Technology didn't make us dumber overnight. It made thinking optional and convenience seductive. We traded effort for ease, memory for storage, judgment for automation, depth for speed. The tools we built reflect what we valued: efficiency, immediacy, and comfort. But intelligence doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in focus, struggle, reflection, and time. The solution isn't rejecting technology. It's reclaiming the mental habits it quietly replaced. Because intelligence isn't lost, it's just unused. And anything unused, no matter how powerfully, eventually fades.